Ray Malik sat at his desk, staring at the computer screen. His fingers tapped the desk slowly. It was a slow day. His work as a programmer was finished early. The AI systems he designed did most of the job now. Life in 2145 was quiet and full of machines. People didn't need to work much anymore. Rayan lived in Karachi, a giant smart city with shining towers and flying transports. But even with all the tech around him, he was bored. He missed excitement, adventure, or something strange. He opened a random website just to pass time. It was called Genxplore. Discover your DNA story. The ad said, "Find the secrets hidden in your blood." Who were your ancestors? What makes you unique? Rayan laughed. Why not? It's just for fun. He ordered the test. A small drone delivered the kit to his window within minutes. He gave a small saliva sample, placed it in the box, and sent it back a week later. The results came. At first, everything looked normal. The report showed his ethnic background, mostly South Asian, with some Central Asian and Middle Eastern links. But then his AI assistant, Aida, beeped. "There is something strange in your data," Aida said in her calm voice. "Would you like me to run a deep scan?" Rayan raised an eyebrow. "Go ahead." The screen changed. A strange symbol appeared, like a circle with sharp lines around it. Inside the code, something was glowing. It wasn't just DNA data. It looked like a program hidden inside his genetic code. "What is this?" Rayan whispered. Aida replied, "It is an embedded genetic key code inside your DNA that is not found in any known database. Its pattern is ancient, but perfectly structured. Almost like software." Rayan blinked. "Software in my blood?" Aida zoomed into the data. Slowly, the symbol started to shift. It turned into coordinates numbers, pointing to a real world. Location. "These coordinates point to a desert in Central Asia," Aida said. "There is no city, no known base there." Something deep inside Rayan stirred. He didn't believe in fate, but this felt different. The next morning, he packed a small bag, loaded his tools, and took a private hoverjet to the location. It was a dry and empty land, just endless sand, rocks, and wind. The place felt forgotten. He walked for hours, guided by a HIDIS scanner. Then he found a flat metal plate on the ground, hidden under layers of dust. The symbol from the DNA report was etched on it. Rayan wiped the dust and placed his hand on the symbol. A soft hum echoed. The ground trembled. A hidden door opened, slowly sinking into the sand. Cold air rushed out from below. A narrow path led down into darkness. He looked around. No signs of life, no cameras, no government tags. This was not built by any modern company. Taking a deep breath, Rayan stepped inside. The stairs were old but clean, made from smooth black stone. Blue lights lit up along the walls as he walked. The air smelled metallic but fresh. After several minutes, he reached a large hall. Strange machines stood against the walls, tall, silent, and ancient-looking. In the center of the room was a stone table with a round device sitting on top. Rayan stepped forward. The device lit up. A hologram appeared above it, a woman in long robes, with dark eyes and silver bands around her head. She spoke in a language he didn't know. Sounded like old Urdu mixed with something else. "Ida, translate," he said. The AI processed the sound, then responded, translation complete. Message. "To the heir of the Code Empire, welcome home. Your blood has unlocked what time tried to erase." Rayan stared, not sure if he was dreaming. The what empire? It showed him old data. The Code Empire, a name that did not exist in any known history books. The AI tried to search the global net, but found nothing. "The files are protected," AIDA said. "Only your DNA can open them." He touched the round device. It scanned his finger. The machines around the room began to glow. Screens lit up. A large door behind the hall opened slowly. Inside the next room, Rayan saw rows of floating data crystals, old weapon designs, and maps of cities that didn't match anything on Earth. "Today, this is a hidden vault," Aida said. "A memory of a forgotten civilization, one that used DNA to protect its secrets." Rayan walked slowly through the room. Everything felt strange and powerful. The walls hummed softly, as if alive. He wasn't just looking at old tech. He was looking at something intended to be found by him. He picked up one of the crystals. AIDA scanned it and showed a projection of a giant city with towers touching the clouds. Glowing rivers of energy and people in silver robes walking. With code running across their arms like tattoos, this was a real empire, Ada said. Advanced, hidden, and possibly older than any known civilization. And you, Rayon, carry the last key to it. Rayon felt his heart racing. Why me? He asked. Aida replied, Your blood is the last match. You are a direct descendant. Now that you have entered this vault, the Empire is waking up. Suddenly, the vault began to shake lightly. Lights blinked rapidly. Signal was being sent. Somewhere Ryan turned to the screen as a new message appeared. Satellite link activated. Awaiting royal command. Stared at it. What had he just started? Rayan stood still in front of the glowing screen. Words kept blinking. Satellite link activated. Awaiting royal command. His mind was full of questions. He was just a normal programmer. How could his DNA open an ancient vault? What was this? Code Empire. And why did it recognize him as someone important? Aida, he said, do you know what this satellite is? Oh, the AI answered. It is very old. It is not part of any modern network, but it is still active and now connected to this vault. Signal is strong. It is waiting for a command from you. Rayan took a deep breath. Let's give it a try. He placed his hand on a nearby screen. Soft light scanned his palm then. A voice echoed in the room. Command accepted.
Ow, welcome.
Blood air. Initiating memory unlock. The floor vibrated. A wall opened, revealing a large round chamber. The walls were filled with glowing lines like circuits. In the center of the room was a circular platform surrounded by chairs and tall columns. On one of the columns, a small crystal floated. It slowly moved down and stopped in front of Rahan. He picked it up carefully. AIDA scanned this. The AI beeped. It is a memory crystal. It contains a recorded message. Suddenly, the room darkened and a hologram appeared. A man in long robes stood in front of Rayan. His face looked sharp, his eyes full of wisdom. The man spoke. To the one who carries my blood. I am Emperor Arkad, last ruler of the Code Empire. You are my descendant. You have unlocked the Heart Vault. Rayan stared, frozen. Aida translated the rest of the message. We built a great empire, the Emperor continued. Our power came from code and DNA. We blended life and machine, but enemies from the stars feared us. They came as friends, then betrayed us. They destroyed our cities and erased our name from history. We went to sleep, waiting for one true heir to awaken us. The hologram faded. Rayan looked around. The Empire was real. The machines were proof. The DNA match was real. Can you show me the Empire's history? He asked. Another door opened. Inside, a long hallway displayed glass panels filled with moving images, like a museum, frozen in time. One panel showed a huge city with floating vehicles and tall towers. Another showed a classroom where students used their arms as screens. Code moved across their skin like tattoos. It's all real, Rayan whispered. They were far ahead of us. He walked slowly, reading the simple messages next to each image. The Code Empire believed in balance between machine and mind. They used technology not to control, but to protect. They chose leaders by DNA, not money or power. But then the images changed. Alien ships appeared in the sky. Cities were attacked. Strange creatures marched through burning streets. A final image showed the last emperor placing crystals into a vault. His words, "We must sleep now. The bloodline must survive. One day it will return." Rayan touched the glass. He felt a strange connection, as if this wasn't just history, it was part of him. Suddenly, Aida spoke again. Rayan, we are receiving a second signal. It is coming from orbit. It is a satellite marked as Throne Hub, still active. Rayan frowned. Where is it? Above Earth. Geostationary orbit, hidden behind debris fields. It activated when you entered. This chamber? Can we connect to it? Yes. but I will need to boost the signal using this vault's main core. Rayan nodded. Do it. The vault lit up. Soft humming sound grew louder. A huge screen appeared in the main hall. It showed an image of a satellite station round, dark, covered in ancient solar panels. A voice came from the speaker. Was mechanical, but polite. Bloodline confirmed. Welcome to Throne Hub. Do you wish to begin restoration protocol? Rayan felt nervous. Aida. If we begin restoration, she explained, we will reactivate all systems connected to the Empire. We don't know what might happen. Rayan thought for a moment. Earth had changed. Governments were controlled by AI. People had forgotten the past. But maybe this was the reason he was born. Maybe this was his purpose. He looked at the screen. Yes. Begin restoration, the station answered. Command accepted. Restoration will begin shortly. Far above Earth, the old station started to glow. Long-dead systems came back online. Hidden satellites turned their eyes back toward the planet. Ancient programs started scanning the modern world. Back in the vault, lights flashed. Machines unfolded from the walls. Ida began receiving strange blueprints, weapon designs, city plans, things not seen for 2,000 years. Rayan was still processing everything when a warning flashed. Unidentified object approaching Earth orbit. He looked at Aida. What is it? She paused. It is not from Earth, and it is not friendly. Rayan's heart beat faster. Was someone watching? Was this connected to the Empire's fall? And more importantly, was something dangerous coming now? That the Empire had begun to rise again. Rayan sat in silence, eyes fixed on the glowing red warning. The screen inside the hidden vault flashed again. Unidentified object entering Earth orbit. Origin. Unknown. Response required. Ida's voice was calm but serious. The object is moving slowly. It's not human-made. I believe it is scanning for something. Most likely, us. Rayan stood up. So someone out there saw the signal from the throne hub? Yes. Aida replied. We may have awakened more than just old technology. Rayan's hands tightened into fists. He had come looking for fun, for some excitement, but this was something else. This was real, and it was serious. He walked back to the main console in the vault and looked at the Empire's map. It showed Earth, the old Code Empire cities, and now a red dot blinking in space, tracking the unknown object. What is the throne hub? He asked. Ada answered, it was the command station of the Empire. It controlled defense systems, archives, energy satellites, and communication with colonies beyond Earth. But it has been asleep for 2,000 years. Can we go there? Rayan asked. Yes, Aida said. There is an old space elevator. Its location was just sent from the throne hub. It is buried under the Hindu Kush Mountains. Rayan's heart beat faster. Prepare a flight. We need to see it. 12 hours later, Rayan stood near the foot of the mountains. The area was quiet, with no humans nearby. AIDA had guided a drill drone to clear the rocks. Soon a huge metal door appeared covered in symbols. Rayan placed his hand. On the symbol, the door opened. Inside was a long shaft, like a tunnel going straight up into the sky. A small capsule waited, connected to ancient rails. This is the sky ladder, Aida said. The fastest way to reach orbit from the surface, used only by royal command. Rayan entered the capsule. The door closed. Lights flashed around him. The walls inside the capsule showed maps, logs, and symbols of the old empire. Are you ready? Aida asked. As ready as I'll ever be, Rayan whispered. The capsule shook, then shot upward at high speed. The earth below became smaller. The sky turned black. Stars appeared. And then, finally, the capsule slowed down. Rayan looked outside. Floating before him was a massive space station. Dark gray, with rings spinning slowly around a glowing core. Its shape was different from modern space stations. It looked ancient, yet strong, alive. The capsule docked. The door opened. Rayan stepped inside the throne hub. The air was cold. Lights turned on as he walked. A long hallway led to a central chamber. The walls were made of smooth silver metal. Screens lit up, showing old records and rotating DNA symbols. AIDS. The voice came through a speaker. The station is reconnecting with your DNA. Please proceed to the command core. He walked through the final door and entered a huge circular room. In the center was a chair made of crystal and metal. Floating above a round platform, the walls showed the earth below, glowing in green and blue. Around the station, dozens of small defense satellites floated in silence. A robotic voice spoke. Bloodline. Confirmed. Welcome to Throne Hub, Emperor Rayan Malik. Hey. Rayan stepped closer. I'm not an emperor, he said softly. I'm just a programmer. Not anymore, Aida replied. Your DNA carries the mark of the Code Empire's royal line. The system accepts no other. The chair lowered gently. Rihan sat. The station responded immediately. Screens blinked to life. Data flowed around himmeled war records, blueprints of weapons, plans for cities, maps of old colonies, everything. But one file stood out. Operation Sleepfall, the final day. He opened it. A video started. It showed Emperor Arcade standing on the same platform. Behind him, alarms were flashing. Explosions shook the station. He spoke quickly to my air. We lost the war. The Zethri betrayed us. They used our own technology against us. They erased our name from human memory. But we will not vanish. He pointed at the screen. You who carry my blood must rise. When the time is right, the Empire will return. We've left behind knowledge, machines, guardians. Use them. Protect Earth. Do not let the Zethri finish what they started. The video ended. Rayan leaned back, heart pounding. The Zethri, he said. Aliens? Yes, Ada confirmed. An alien race that once made a secret deal with Earth's enemies. They feared the Code Empire's growing power. They helped destroy it. Then they vanished. Oh. They're back, Rayan said. Yes, Aida replied. The object in orbit is Zethri tech. It's likely a scout. If it finds us active again, it may call for more. Rayan stood up. Then we need to prepare. Agreed, said Aida. We must reactivate the Empire's defenses. Some are still buried on Earth. Others are hidden in orbit. I will begin. Scanning. As the station lit up brighter, machines began to move. Old defense systems started humming with energy. Drones flew out of docking bays. Satellites aligned. For the first time in 2,000 years. The Code Empire was awake again. Back on Earth. In a secret base somewhere in the Pacific, a powerful telescope picked up strange energy readings. A general looked at the screen. What's going on up there? He asked. One of the officers replied, something old, something big, just turned on in orbit. And now there's a second object approaching it. The general stared at the screen. Get me the council. You might have a problem. Meanwhile, Rayan stood at the center of the throne hub. Looking down at Earth, he felt different now, stronger, focused. This wasn't just about him anymore. It was about truth, protection, and the future of all humans. A message appeared on the screen. Zethri signal confirmed. Action required. Rayan nodded. Then let them come. The Empire stands again. Rayan stood inside the throne hub, watching space carefully. The screen in front of him showed the object now moving closer to Earth. Aida's voice broke the silence. It is a Zethri scout ship, she said. Size, small. Purpose, unknown. But based on old Empire records, this type was used to search for enemy signals. Rayan leaned forward. So they heard our signal when we reactivated the station. Yes, Aida replied. They were always listening. They just needed a reason to look again. Rayan took a deep breath. He had hoped to explore the Empire's past, maybe unlock some cool tech or help Earth grow. But this was war. And Earth had no idea what was coming. Can we send a warning to Earth's leaders, he asked. I can try, Ada said. But most of Earth's governments, Do not believe in the Empire's history. They will think it is a joke or a trick. Nodded slowly. Then let's show them the truth. 2 hours later, secure message was sent from the Throne Hub to major space agencies and defense forces across Earth. The message included video proof of the vault, the satellite station, and the Zathri scout ship. Some laughed, some ignored. But one group didn't. The global lunar base, shared space station on the moon, sent an urgent reply. We have visual contact with the object. It is real. It is approaching fast. It is charging energy. That was all they managed to say before the screen went black. The Zathri scout ship fired a thin blue beam of light at the lunar base. It cut through the surface like a knife. Explosions followed. Alarms echoed across Earth. Panic spread. Earth's defense satellites activated, but they were too weak. Their tech was designed to handle meteor strikes, not alien weapons. Rayan watched everything from the Throne Hub. His heart sank. They're testing us, he said. They want to see how weak we are. Ada spoke quickly. I suggest activating the Empire's automated fleet, drones, pulse shields, and ancient firewalls. They were built for this. Do it, Rayan said. The station glowed. Old machines long forgotten in orbit powered up. Code drones shaped like arrows with engines flew. Out of hidden bays, they formed a protective wall between Earth and the Zathri ship. Then came the first real battle in space in human history. The scout ship fired again. But this time, the ancient code drones blocked the beam using a reflective shield. The beam bounced back and damaged the scout's engine. Earth watched in shock as old tech, unknown to modern science, saved the planet. The Zathri ship turned and tried to escape, but Rayan gave a simple order: don't let it leave. The drones followed. With sharp precision, they fired controlled blasts. The scout ship was disabled and captured by the Empire's machines. Rayan looked at the map. We got it. But others will come now, won't they? AID's voice was serious. Yes, this scout was not alone. More Zathri ships are likely. Waiting beyond our sensors. Rayan sat down in the floating chair again. He had a choice to make. Couldn't fight alone. Earth needed to prepare. Let's tell them everything, he said. No more hiding. Back on Earth, people were confused and afraid. News channels showed the destroyed lunar base and strange glowing drones in space. Social media was full of wild stories, aliens, ancient empires, and a secret programmer hero. Within hours, a global emergency meeting was called. Governments argued. Was this threat real? Who was this man claiming to be part of an old empire? Then, Rayan appeared live on every major screen in the world. He wore a silver suit from the Throne Hub. The background showed Earth from space. He looked calm. My name is Rayan Malik, he said. I was a normal programmer, till a DNA test led me to an ancient vault, explained the truth in simple words. The Code Empire, Zathri betrayal, the forgotten history of Earth. He showed proof, videos, maps, machines. Now the enemies have returned, he said. But the Empire has returned too, and I will not let Earth fall again. He ended with a message of hope. This is not about kings or control. The Empire's power will not be mine alone. I will share it. I will train people. Earth must rise as one. Reactions were mixed at first. Some still didn't believe. Some feared he wanted to rule like a dictator. But others saw what happened to the lunar base. They saw how Rayan's drones saved Earth, slowly. Leaders reached out. Scientists came to learn. Engineers came to study the tech, and volunteers from every country asked to join. RAIN began training. A small group of people inside the Throne Hub and the old vault. He called them the Code Guard. Each one was given a simple rule. Knowledge is power, but protect, not control. He taught them how to use Empire tools, how to understand living code, how to connect with machines through DNA. In just 1 week, Earth changed, but not everyone was happy. Deep underground, secret voices whispered. He is building a new empire, one man said. Yes, another replied. And empires always want more. These groups feared Rayon's rise. They feared a future where one man held too much tech power. They began to plan. Back in space, Aida spoke again. Rayon, the Zathari have moved. He looked up. What do you mean? They are no longer hiding. A much larger ship has left deep space and is heading toward Earth. How long until it arrives? 3 days. Rayon stood in silence. 3 days to prepare. 3 days. To decide Earth's future, Aida, he said, tell the people. It's time to unite. The countdown had begun. The Zathari mothership was coming fast, powerful, and full of anger. It had only one purpose: destroy what was waking up on Earth. Rayon stood on the command deck of the throne hub. Looking at the stars, the enemy was still far, but not for long. He could feel the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. Behind him, the screen showed Earth, glowing blue and green. Thousands of messages poured in every minute. Scientists, soldiers, leaders, students. They all had one question. What do we do now? Rayon answered in one word: unite. Across Earth, something incredible began. All countries, rich and poor, stopped their fights. Old enemies shook hands. Borders didn't matter now. They were all humans. And something much bigger was coming to take everything from them. People began working together. Factories shifted to build defense tools. Engineers learned from ancient blueprints sent by the throne hub. Code from 2,000 years ago was combined with modern systems. New weapons, new shields, new machines powered by human will and ancient knowledge. Rayon named the new system project Guardian. He opened parts of the Code Empire's technology to the world. Not everything, only what was safe. He wanted humans to learn, not depend on him. In the middle of old cities, giant towers called code temples were built. These were not places of worship, but centers of learning. Inside, people trained to connect with Empire tech. Only those with strong hearts and clear minds could use the tools. The first group of trainees became the Code Guard, protectors of Earth's new hope. But there were problems too. Some groups didn't trust Rayon. They believed he wanted to rule the world. They spread lies, calling him a hidden king or a tech god. Others feared the Code Temples, thinking they were mind control centers. Rayon knew fear was natural, so he made a bold move. He invited the world's media to visit the throne hub. Showed them everything: the chair, the systems, the records. He spoke clearly. I do not rule you, he said. I serve the mission to protect Earth. I share what I can. The Empire was never about control. It was about responsibility. Honesty touched hearts. Slowly, the doubts faded. Even some of the strongest critics admitted Aiden was not a dictator. He was a guardian. Then came a message. It arrived without warning. The throne hub picked up an open signal from space. It was sent by the Zathari mothership. A voice, sharp and cold, echoed through the station. We gave you peace. You chose war. You were erased once. We can erase you again. Bow or burn. Rayon stood up. He walked to the center of the command room and gave a simple answer. No, sent a reply message. Earth belongs to humans. You are not welcome. We will fight. The Zathari ship did not respond again, but its speed increased. Now, it would arrive in just 24 hours. The final preparations began. The throne hub activated ancient space mines. Orbiting satellites adjusted their paths. Defense drones were loaded, with energy crystals from the old empire, down on Earth. Every city linked into the Code Grida protection system using living code that reacted to danger. Each person with the right DNA was given small tools to defend their area. Rayon looked at the maps. It was not perfect. Some areas were still unready. But it was enough to fight. He opened a secure file. Inside was something marked, Crown Protocol. One-time use only. AIDA's voice warned him. This is the original code from Emperor Arcade. If you activate it, your mind will connect fully with the Empire's systems. You will become part of the network. Rayon asked, What happens? After that? You will not return as you are now, Aida said softly. Your body will remain, but your mind will live inside the Empire forever. Rain closed the file. Not yet. As the final hour approached, people gathered around code temples all across the planet, villages, deserts, and mountains. They looked up at the sky. Rayon connected with Earth one last time before the battle. He spoke to the world. Today, we stand not as separate nations, but as one species. We face an old enemy with new strength. You may be afraid, but remember this. Fear is natural, but courage is a choice. He raised his hand. A hologram of the Code Empire symbol appeared, glowing, spinning gently. We do not kneel, we rise. In orbit, the mothership arrived. It was huge, dark as night, covered in spikes and glowing red eyes. It moved slowly, like a beast ready to strike. Then it spoke again. Final chance. Bow or burn. Rain gave his final command. Shields up. Drones forward. Begin the defense. The first battle for Earth began. The Zathri ship fired a powerful plasma beam toward the planet. But the Empire's shield grid caught it in time. A blue ripple of energy covered the atmosphere. Empire drones moved like arrows through space, fast and sharp. They struck the enemy's weak points. But the Zathri ship was strong. It pushed forward, tearing through some defenses. Aida warned. If this continues, we will lose major cities within hours. Rayon looked at the crown. Protocol again. He had one move left. The final one. He placed his hand on the control panel. I will not let Earth fall. Aida whispered. Are you sure? He nodded. The crown protocol activated. A white light filled the throne hub. Rayon's body collapsed into the chair but his mind. Spirit rose into the Empire's network. He saw everything, every code, every connection, every person. He was everywhere, guiding drones, fixing shields, sending hope into every system. He had become the Empire. The light faded. Rayon's body sat still on the crystal chair inside the throne hub. His eyes were closed, his hands resting calmly. But he was not gone. He was inside the system. His mind, his spirit, his thoughts all had entered the Code Empire's living network. Now, he could feel everything. He saw the Earth like a glowing sphere of energy. He felt the code grid running through the cities. He saw people, frayed, hopeful, brave. He heard the drones in orbit. He saw the code guards standing strong in every region, and above him, the Zathri mothership was burning through the defense lines. Rayon's voice echoed through the system. I am the Empire now. Inside the code grid, Rayon worked like lightning. He sent power to failing shield points. He repaired broken drones before they exploded. He unlocked old battle programs that had not run in 2,000 years. Empire weapons, hidden under oceans and deep. Inside mountains came online. Defense towers rose from deserts. Satellites re-aimed their weapons. The sky glowed with blue and white light. The Zathri mothership launched smaller attack ships, each shaped like metal snakes. They attacked fast and hard, breaking through the outer wall of drones. But this time Rayon was ready. He took control of 10,000 drones at once, moving them like fingers of one hand. They formed new lines, new traps. They circled the enemy and pushed them back. The first wave of attack ships was destroyed, but the mothership was still coming. It was massive. Its skin was thick. Its weapons were ancient and deadly. Then, something strange happened. The Zathri sent another message, but this time it was not a threat. It was a warning. You cannot hold it. The eraser will complete its task. Aida, now part of Rayon's mind, explained what it meant. The eraser is a Zathri super weapon. It does not destroy buildings. It erases memory, thought, and data. It was used to wipe out the Code Empire long ago. Rayon understood. This was the same weapon that had erased the Code Empire from history. This time, it was aimed at all of Earth. If the weapon fired, every human mind could be damaged. Memory, language, learning gone in seconds. Humanity would go back to the Stone Age. We have to stop it, Rayon said. Ada replied, "There is only one way. You must overwrite the eraser with your own code. But that will destroy your last connection to your body. You will become a part of the system forever." Rayan paused. He looked down at Earth, where billions of people waited. Children, parents, scientists, farmers, all hoping someone would save them. He made his choice. "I began this journey for fun. I never asked for power, but now I understand. The Empire was not made to rule. It was made to protect." He opened the final code chamber. Inside the mothership, the eraser began to charge. A red light formed at the bottom of the ship. Energy. Built up, ready to fire at Earth, but just before it launched, a bright pulse hit it directly from the throne hub. Rayan's code entered the weapon like a virus. His DNA, his thoughts, his human strength, it mixed with the machine. The weapon shook. Lights flickered. Inside the mothership, alarms rang. Zethri tried to block him, but it was too late. Rayan's code took control, and with a final line of code, he gave the last command. "Reset." The eraser turned inward. It fired, but not at Earth. It fired at the mothership itself. A giant light exploded in space. The Zathri ship cracked apart. Fire and silence followed. The threat was gone. On Earth, people saw the light in the sky. They feared the worst. Then Ida's voice came through every speaker, every device. "Earth is safe. The enemy is defeated." People cheered. Some cried. Some dropped to their knees in thanks. Strangers hugged. Enemies forgave. They had survived. Together, inside. The throne hub, the crystal chair, still held Rayan's body, but his mind was now everywhere, in the satellites, in the vaults, in the code grid. He had become the Empire. Aida created a final message for the people of Earth. It showed Rayan smiling, speaking calmly, "I am not gone. I am here watching, guiding, helping. The Empire belongs to all of you now. Use it well. Protect each other. Learn, grow, and never let fear control your future." The message ended, and from that day the people began calling the new network the Guardian Web. Years passed. The code. Temples became centers of peace and learning. Children learned to code with their DNA. Humans reached new planets using old. Empire ships, the Zethri, never returned. They had learned a lesson. Humans were stronger than before, not because of weapons, but because of unity. And deep in the heart of the Empire's network, Rayan still watched, still guided, still protected. He had become more than a programmer. He had become the soul of a forgotten dream. And his legacy lived on in every machine. It's every line of code, every beating heart that whispered, "We do not kneel, we rise."